What it do? It's your boy Tyrik Wynn coming at y'all with season 5 of Tyrik on the Move. Let me tell y'all, this show has been an ultimate success, and as y'all seen that I posted on my social media, I said God's goodness plus a successful show equals a brand new season. And here we are, brand new season 5 of Tyrik on the Move. Thank y'all so much for joining me on this season of the show. Hey, this is Wynn Productions LLC, longest running production, longest running show, and I thank God for it. Hey, this show is going to keep on going, keep on moving, and hey, we're going to continue to have success within the Tyrik on the Move era or whatever. So as y'all know, last season, we had the different segments. We had What's Sizzling, we had Your Encouraging Words, we also had the business spotlight on the grind and stuff. We've actually done away with all the segments, so we're changing up the flow of the show a little bit to make it a little bit more exciting and to make the show just a tad bit shorter. So we changed up a little things, and I think you guys will enjoy it even better. So you'll see me do the intros and outros. Then you'll also see, of course, the big time celebrity interview that I'll have in between the show, and of course the commercial breaks in between as well. So hey, I really hope you guys enjoy the new flow of the show. Well, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get into the show. On this first episode, the season premiere of Tyrik on the Move, I'm bringing on one of my really good friends, Justin Hires, who is an actor on MacGyver. This man is doing his thing big time in the acting industry. He's also tapping into the music industry as well. So we talk about his acting career and what he's doing with the music. So I really hope y'all enjoy this great interview with Justin Hires.
Alrighty, that is going to be $3.18. Thank you. Alrighty, there's your card back. You're welcome. You forgot your coffee.
2 things we want you to know at Drip Through. We have 2 identical service windows, and we just want you to drive up, order, pay at the same window, and then we'll have you on your way.
Have people oohing and eyeing about your video? Contact Wynn Productions LLC today to wow your clients with the perfect drone footage. When it comes to business communication services, Minuteman Press McDonough can do it all. With a complete range of products and services at your disposal, they can help you get your message out to customers, employees, and vendors. Using the latest printing and document management technology, they handle your projects from start to finish. Their energetic and experienced staff is dedicated to delivering what you need when you need it. Contact Minuteman Press McDonough today at 770-957-0012. They are located at 571 Jonesboro Road, McDonough, Georgia. Wynn Productions LLC is taking the coronavirus pandemic seriously, and we are following the necessary safety precautions to keep our clients and staff as safe as possible. When we arrive on site to film your video, everyone on our staff will wear a mask, and we will keep them on the entire time. Before we set up the equipment, we sanitize it down to make sure it's clean and germ-free, and we also practice social distancing. Make sure you guys contact Wynn Productions LLC today to hire us to film your next video. We'll do it safely. Welcome back to Tyrik on the Move, everybody. So glad you guys are still joining us. We are Skyping with Mr. Justin Hires, who happens to be an amazing actor, comedian, and also now he's an artist as well. He's doing his music and all that other good stuff. What's up, man? How you doing?
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate that intro. It's going good, man. Just back in Florida, kicking it with my fam right now. And, yeah, man, I'm blessed right now.
Gotcha.
Blessed always.
Absolutely. Amen to that. So tell me, I mean, you know, we got a pandemic going on right now. So what are some things that you've been doing during the pandemic? How's it been going for you?
I started selling weed. I'm joking. No, man, I began the pandemic finishing writing Half Baked 2 for Universal. So that's how I started the pandemic. Then I started doing music. So I've been doing these mixtapes, and I started writing my chapter 3. I just put out chapter 2. So that happened during the pandemic. I put out chapter 2, He Rap, and that's available on all music streaming platforms. And then I started writing chapter 3. Then I actually started recording chapter 3. That's how long this pandemic been going on.
Oh, wow.
So now I'm in the process of tweaking my chapter 3 mixtape. And just working on that, developing some show ideas and some doing some other business ventures.
Okay, got you. Yeah, it seems like you've been working. You ain't skipped a beat.
Hey man, I always say work when you're not working.
Absolutely. I love that. But yeah, so during the pandemic, what are some things you can say that you've learned about yourself during the pandemic, and like how has it changed you as a person?
Man, you know, honestly, the best thing about the pandemic is me and my wife got closer. Just to be, I'm always on the road, you know, filming and performing and doing stand-up comedy and stuff like that. But really be able to be there with my wife and daughter, I feel like we became so much stronger as a unit, me having that time. But she's always understanding that I have to be on the road and all that to provide, so she don't have to worry about bills.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, and then also just working on my own personal, just realizing that anything that happens in my life that I may see as a downfall is ultimately a blessing in disguise.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I can definitely see that, especially because, you know, this, you know, the pandemic is happening, but at the same time, you know, God is still moving. He's still doing things in people's life, and I can tell you that, you know, even though I'm dealing with a pandemic, I've still been blessed in like many ways. Like, you know, interviews with you, like that stuff has gotten better because like LA interviews and like big time interviews that you probably wouldn't usually get, you can get now. You know?
Absolutely. It's so funny. I just started a podcast I'm going to start putting out next month called Urban Legends. And it's the same thing. The fact that it's a pandemic, I'm able to get certain people on these Zoom calls and Skype calls only because it's a pandemic and I know they're not working right now.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm just trying to stack up on interviews. Yeah. So I'm just trying to stack up on interviews until every production start back, and at least I have a good amount of interviews already in the can, you know, to start putting it out weekly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So kind of shifting gears a little bit here, we're going to get into your career a little bit. But before, you know, we start talking about the acting and stuff, I know you graduated from Clark, which happens to be at HBCU. So I'm actually at Georgia State now, which, you know, isn't a HBCU, but I've heard about HBCU. So tell me, what was the experience like going there? Because I did have it, and like I had an HBCU in my college search, but, you know, didn't end up going, went to GSU. But like, tell me, how is going to HBCU? What is it like?
Oh man, that's the greatest, man. I love Clark Atlanta University. I usually am wearing a Clark Atlanta shirt. I'm surprised I'm not wearing it today. But I loved it. It was one of the greatest experiences of my life. I got to meet so many people. I booked 2 movies while I was attending Clark Atlanta. Not because I was at that school particularly, but because I was just still in the city of Atlanta. But still, but MTV did discover me on campus at Clark Atlanta. And so when MTV discovered me, I was doing a radio show back then on campus, and MTV found me, and they started sending me off to Cancun to be a video jockey. That was a popular thing back in the day when it comes to like people interviewing musicians and stuff. I know I'm old as hell. Like, what is a video jockey? But I used to interviewing like Jeezy and Akon and Rick Ross like early in their career. And so yeah, but that was all because I attended Clark Atlanta. So I love the professors there. I love the environment there. Our homecoming was crazy. Homecoming week that was crazy. So yeah, man. Shout out to CAU.
Yeah, definitely. And I look at some of the HBCUs now, and I'm always driving past them, and I'm like, I kind of wonder what my life would be like if I would have chose one, or if that would have been my go-to for like my college search or whatever.
Yeah, your life would have been better, but that's
Hey, you know what?
But guess what? Guess what? Everything happens for a reason, man.
Mm-hmm.
You on the path that you want. I mean, I'm doing this interview strictly because of your persistence. Your persistence and your tenacity. You know what, man? I told him I was gonna do it, and I was filming MacGyver. That's why I wasn't able to do it before. But like you said, the pandemic hit. Your people, you reached out to me again, to my team. I was like, man, let's make sure we get this situated, because I can't wait for you to go off and be this super star interviewer, broadcaster. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna be able to have all this old footage of people like me and all these other great talents that you're interviewing, and be able to be like, look at the work I put in, look at all these conversations I had early in my career. And we'll both be able to look at ourselves 10, 15, 20 years from now and be like, holy crap, like that's amazing.
Absolutely. And hey, since you got the podcast, you tap into the media industry, we may be hosting together one day. You never know.
Exactly. Exactly, man. Because I went to Clark for broadcasting, for communications, radio, TV, and film. So that's always been a natural thing in me to interview people who I want to. It's just that with MTV at the time, they offered me a full-time job as a video jockey, but my heart was more into doing stand-up comedy and being an actor. And the schedule wasn't going to allow me to do both at that time. So that's why I moved to LA to pursue acting and stand-up, because my heart was in there more. But at the same time, me interviewing people and getting to know people, that's something that's always been in me also. So now I'm glad I'm able to have the time to be able to do that on my terms.
Got you. Okay, yeah, sounds good. Shoot, sounds like you paving the way. You being a trailblazer right there.
Hey, man. Yeah, you're exactly correct.
Yes. So tell me. So I was kind of reading up on your stuff, and I saw like in 2005 you landed the role with the gospel and stuff like that. So I know that's kind of when you got started within the industry. So what did you have to go through to land those? Like, what did you have to go through to land those beginning roles?
I skipped school. I skipped going to class. This is a great thing to do as a college student. But I did. I mean, the producer, the producer of that movie, his name is Will Patrick, who's very well known now. At the time, he wasn't as well known. We're from the same hometown, St. Petersburg, Florida. That's where I'm at right now. And basically, I met him when I was a senior in high school, and he was talking about doing movie productions and stuff like that. So he gave me his card at this event we were at. And I told him I wanted to act, and he said, well, listen, if you ever come to Atlanta, hit me up. So just so happened I got into Clark Atlanta University. So I called him or sent him an email or whatever and say, yo, I'm going to college at Clark. I'd love to be in one of your films. So he brought me, so I think it was my sophomore year of college. He told me to come to set just to be a background actor. Wow. And I was like, cool. I was like, whatever. And so I asked a couple of my friends. I said, hey, y'all want to come to this movie to do background work? And they was like, no, we got class. And I was like, well, get y'all. I'm going to go. I'm going to skip class. I'm going to go to this movie set.
Yeah.
So I think I might have had a card in, but I get to this movie set, and there was a rapper that was supposed to do the role. He wasn't showing up to set for whatever reason. And so I reintroduced myself to Will. Will introduced me to the director. They liked my vibe. And he's like, yo, do you want to audition for this role? And I was like, yeah. So 15, 20 minutes later, I'm auditioning for a role in the gospel in the producer's trailer. And, 5-10 minutes later, they told me I booked the role, and the next day I'm filming, my first movie.
Wow.
So it really came from just believing in myself, listening to my gut, my intuition, and, I went, I skipped class, and I became a movie actor.
And it's funny that you say that, and I really admire that, because I think it's been a few times where that has happened to me sometimes. So I'll be on campus, right? Because I do the campus news or whatever, and they'll tell me I think one time they told me Anna Navarro from The View and CNN was coming. So I was like, shoot, I gotta hop on that. So I had to get out of class, hop on that interview. Next thing you know, we sitting there meeting, shaking hands, and sitting down interviewing. So I mean, that's just how it happens in there. Also, like Andrew Yang, he was in Atlanta. And so, I had to leave campus. I shot on down to Piedmont Park where he was doing his rally and got that interview. So you have to do it like that sometimes.
Yeah, you have to, man. You have to take advantage of those opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
God presented them opportunities for a reason.
Yeah.
So the positive ones, take advantage of.
Absolutely.
Don't do cracker nugget.
Yeah, we don't want to go down that road. Absolutely. So like in 2012, you started landing your roles more consistently, and you got the bigger roles like with 21 Jump Street, Rush Hour, and MacGyver, of course. So like, what does it take to stay busy in the industry? How do you get that ball rolling where you are landing the roles consistently? People are consistently booking you, casting directors constantly looking at you. What does it take?
Talent, that helps.
Mm-hmm.
You're talented. That's number one. I used to have a joke about how it's a bunch of talentless people in LA, and they should have an audition checkpoint before you can enter the city. But then relationships, building relationships. I always say, like, talent will get you in the door, but relationships will keep you working. And when people see that you're professional, you're a pleasure to be around, you always have a smile on your face, you're a good person, then they'll want to continue to hire you. So that's how people was wondering how I went immediately from Rush Hour, the TV series, to MacGyver. It's because, I was a vibe on the Rush Hour set. Mm-hmm. No matter how tough the days were, how long the hours were, I kept my energy up, and I kept the crew in a positive mind frame also. And because of that, when they decided to cancel Rush Hour, they asked me immediately if I wanted to do MacGyver. So yeah, man, just, being a good person, putting in the work, study the craft, and yeah, but that's the main keys, to staying working in the industry.
Got you. Okay. Yeah. I definitely see that, and you definitely have to put in the work. And like you said, building relationships. You built the relationship with Will Packer, and that's how you got into it. So definitely shout out to him.
Right. Yeah, that's how I got into Stomp the Yard. But right after the gospel, like their next movie was Stomp the Yard, and but it was the same thing, building that relationship with Will Packer and Rob Hardy and Rainforest Films at the time. And then I had to audition 5 times to get a Stomp the Yard. But I'm grateful because I feel like I'm part of a movie that I consider a new classic. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was all worth it. And but yeah, just building those relationships.
Okay, got you, definitely. So, according to some of your recent Instagram posts, obviously you've been tapping into the musical industry. So what has that been like? You're doing your music here in Atlanta, you're down in Florida, you back in LA from time to time. What is that traveling like, been doing the music?
Yeah, man, it's great. I started doing music. I've always had like music in me. Like I had a singing group when I was in when I was in high school, I had a singing group.
Wow.
But even in elementary school, I was trying to put together a singing group. I'd be like, Jesse Five. But the real reason I got into music pretty late in my career, somewhat. I'm still early in my career, but I'm old to young people. But the reason I did it is because there were some things that I wanted to talk about that I really felt like I couldn't articulate properly through joke form. So there were certain subjects and topics I wanted to talk about, but I felt like as a comedian, I wasn't at that Chris Rock or Dave Chappelle level yet to really get my point across for people to be able to receive it well. So I said, instead of that, then I'll do it through rapping. And the response has been really good, man. My first song, Fire Flame, that I put out did really well. And then I'm on my second project, and the streaming numbers are doing well. They're being consistent. So yeah, man, it's been a great process, and I feel like people are really kind of checking for my music now, and I got some music videos I'm gonna shoot for the Chapter 2 project soon. So just trying to keep that ball rolling as long as I can.
Got you. That is really great, and it's great that not only can you tap into the acting, the comedy career, but you also got the music and stuff. So, and I always say it's all important about having multiple streams of income and multiple avenues.
No, absolutely correct. And I think that's something the younger generation is starting to know now. I think when I was in college, that wasn't something, it was said, but I don't know if it was really said to the level that it is now. And I think with somebody like Tyler Perry and Oprah and the Diddy's, and you're really seeing that ownership is the key. You're really seeing having multiple streams of revenue is the key to really building financial wealth and generational wealth. You want to have money that you can pass down to your kids and your grandkids, so you can really feel financially free in this world. And so I think that's something that I talk about in my music. That's something that I'm trying to do more. So even in Atlanta, I have a house that I have for corporate rentals, but that's a different revenue stream, So when something like COVID hits, I can still have people living in that house to make money for my family. So yes, that's something that's very important, and hopefully rappers and anybody that come into money before they go buy a new car, they'll decide to buy some property instead.
Yeah, it's crazy because that real estate, I'm telling you, that real estate is the way to go all day, hands down. No doubt.
It really is, man. They'll tell you, like, most people that become millionaires and billionaires, that usually they started in real estate. So that's just something that I mean, y'all can listen to us and do it, or you can look at us and say that we're not super rich right now and not to listen to us. But
yeah,
I guarantee you 5-10 years from now, I'm a little rich though. But I guarantee you 5-10 years from now, you will see that the smart investments that we're making and we're talking about now is going to be the reason why we have a real level of wealth in the future.
Yeah, no doubt. So just to kind of close it out, tell me what, kind of pivoting a little bit, learning a little bit more about you. So like, what are some of your favorite things to eat? Like, what are some of your favorite restaurants to eat at, whether it be here in Atlanta, LA, Florida, and what are some of your favorite things to do?
I don't really have a favorite restaurant. I'm not a big foodie like that. However, my favorite food is lemon pepper wings and ranch.
I know that's right.
You give me some lemon pepper wings and ranch, you can never go wrong. If anybody ever want to get just anything, like if I want to take them out to lunch, I want to take them out to dinner, what would Justin want to eat? Take me to a place that serves lemon pepper wings and ranch, and you good to go. And then when it comes to things that I like to do, man, I do so. Fortunately for me, man, I do what I love for a living, and so I'm able to do the things that I like, kind of as a job, or the rapping. The rapping actually has made me a little bit of money, but I don't really consider it a career yet. But from the stand-up comedy to the acting to rapping to now doing the podcast, those are all things that I love doing. So really, when I get free time, I just like watching movies. You know what I'm saying? My extracurricular stuff is kind of what I get paid to do. So I don't really have to look. For me personally, I don't have to go find other things to do to feel my happiness, or to release my brain, my mind or whatever from stress, because I kind of do what I love for a living.
Got you. Wow. Well, that sounds amazing. And let me say, I thank you so much for taking time to join me, educating the viewers about income and also, what you do within your career and in your realm. And I think it's just great what you're doing. MacGyver, very successful, probably one of the most popular shows on TV right now. And it was funny because now that I remember when we first met, I don't know if you remember, but we met in the city of Stockbridge, where y'all were taping MacGyver, and the way you introduced yourself to me, you was like, "Hey Tyrik, I'm the black guy from MacGyver."
Right. Yeah, that's how people know me. But yeah, it is doing well. We're going into our 5th season. Not sure when we're about to start filming yet, just because of quarantine and everything like that. But we are doing a 5th season for sure. Like I said, my music Chapter 2, He Rap is available on all music streaming platforms. Chapter 1 and Chapter 2. Chapter 2 is the newest one, but you can go back and listen to Chapter 1. And my Urban Legends podcast. That's Legends with a Z. Urban Legends podcast. And we'll be dropping on all podcast platforms and YouTube starting next month.
Okay, sounds good. And go ahead and give
and on the Urban Legends podcast, what it is I'm interviewing people that I consider living legends, or people that I feel like are up and coming guys that's making legendary moves to become legends. So we got some good people on there. We got Lamar Morris from New Girl. He got a new show called Woke on Hulu. We got Brandon T. Jackson. I got Spoken Reasons from YouTube. A lot of cool names, man. London Brown from Ballers, the show called Fat Radio on Ballers. So a lot of cool cats that I got coming up on my podcast, and hopefully that list just will continue to grow.
Yeah, definitely, no doubt. Wow. Yeah, I definitely might have to make sure I tune into that. But before we go, make sure you give everybody your social media and where they can follow you.
Yeah, so my social media at Justin Hires, like tires, but with H, Hires. So you want to get hired by somebody. So Justin Hires, JustinHires. Is that on all social media? The Urban Legends podcast. That's the name of the YouTube channel that the video is going to start coming on. It's going to be Urban Legends Podcast on YouTube. And then my regular YouTube is Justin Hires TV.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, definitely make sure that we subscribe later.
Hey, brother,
oh, yeah, go ahead.
And I was going to say, y'all keep supporting Tyrik. It's Tyrik, right? That pronounce
Yeah, Tyrik.
Yeah. Y'all keep supporting Tyrik, man. I love what you're doing, man. I love your grind. And it's definitely already paying off, but it's really gonna pay off big for you in the future. Because you're looking like you're staying consistent, and that's half the battle right there. Is consistency. So man, just keep doing your thing, King.
Thanks, I really appreciate that. Yeah, and like I said, I really appreciate you taking time to come on and join me on the show. You guys out there, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. When it comes to business communication services, Minuteman Press McDonough can do it all. With a complete range of products and services at your disposal, they can help you get your message out to customers, employees, and vendors. Using the latest printing and document management technology, they handle your projects from start to finish. Their energetic and experienced staff is dedicated to delivering what you need when you need it. Contact Minuteman Press McDonough today at 770-957-0012. They are located at 571 Jonesboro Road, McDonough, Georgia. Wynn Productions LLC is taking the coronavirus pandemic seriously, and we are following the necessary safety precautions to keep our clients and staff as safe as possible. When we arrive on site to film your video, everyone on our staff will wear a mask, and we will keep them on the entire time. Before we set up the equipment, we sanitize it down to make sure it's clean and germ-free, and we also practice social distancing. Make sure you guys contact Wynn Productions LLC today to hire us to film your next video. We'll do it safely.
Alrighty, that is going to be 318. Thank you. Alrighty, there's your card back. You're welcome. You forgot your coffee.
Two things we want you to know at Drip Through. We have 2 identical service windows, and we just want you to drive up, order, pay at the same window, and then we'll have you on your way.
Have people oohing and ahhing about your video. Contact Wynn Productions LLC today to wow your clients with the perfect drone footage. Welcome back, guys. Hey, I hope y'all enjoyed that great conversation between me and Justin Hires. Hey, Justin Hires, that man big time. That man doing big things. Make sure y'all go tap in with that man on IG. Y'all make sure y'all go follow him and see what he's up to. And hey, make sure y'all watch MacGyver on CBS. Also, next episode, we're going to have on another amazing guest. Next episode, y'all will see the one and only Miss Cynthia Bailey Hill from The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Yes, that's actually happens to be one of my favorite reality shows, so I'm always watching and tapping into the show. So the show comes on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Y'all can see it on Bravo, Sundays at 8 p.m. And hey, Tyrik on the Move is all about great conversations, getting to know some of your favorite celebrities on a personal level. Because hey, when y'all are out there, y'all are watching TV, y'all only see the TV of the celebrity, you know, what they're like in the spotlight, but y'all really get to know them on a personal level. So that's what this show is all about, getting to know them on a personal level. So without further ado, we will see you guys next time on the next episode of Tyrik on the Move. Stay tuned in.